now with his story. His interesting take on getting into the game, the golf world.
Yeah, check these bits of artwork out, pieces of artwork, I guess you could call it. Last-minute preps are underway at Hazelton National Golf Club. Well, this isn't just a chance to put Minnesota on the international stage. It will also be a showcase for one special local artist. Well, Stefan, obviously he's got a passion for the sport.
Right.
And just think of the exposure that he'll get to probably sell some more of his artwork.
Yeah.
Big time.
Biggest names in golf. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Alex, thanks so much. It's time for our tweet out this morning.
Looking at what's going on for 6 o'clock this morning. Hello again.
Hello. Okay, you know, the iPhone 7 hits store shelves tomorrow, but those shelves may be empty. That's right. Find out why some people will not be able to get their hands on the new iPhone. Plus, another sports championship is pulling out of North Carolina over a new controversial law. We'll explain that. And Emmy Roscoe is live in Minneapolis, where a new Habitat for Humanity, there's a home improvement store, and it is helping families in need. So still a lot coming up in the 6 o'clock hour. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll be watching. All right, Keith is also coming back in the 6 o'clock hour. He's got that forecast for you on this.
Picking up with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News, I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall. Thanks for joining us. Yes, it is a Thursday morning. We begin with this. Starting today, another tribute to Jacob Wetterling is lighting up the Minneapolis skyline.
See it behind us. The 35W bridge is turning blue in Jacob's honor. This as we learn more about the investigation from the head of the FBI here in Minnesota. Bill Keller is.
A reward is now being offered for help catching whoever set fire to a New Hope apartment building. Well, just days after it was confirmed that at least 5 people in the Hopkins area have come down with Legionnaire's disease, the Department of Health is narrowing in on the source.
As city officials say the people who were diagnosed either live or work within a 2-mile radius of central Hopkins. Our Kelly O'Connell joins us now. And Kelly, we know they're at least focusing on 2 possible sources here.
Exactly. They have 2 spots that they're looking at. Officials are right now.
Time to talk traffic on this Thursday morning. Shane Wells is taking a look outside.
All right. Thank you, Keith. Well, coming up, Ford announces plans to head south. Find out which country gets the business and why Ford is moving off of American soil.
Plus.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. All right. Let's talk about the iPhone 7. We know it hits store shelves tomorrow, but a lot of those shelves sounds like they may be empty. So why won't people be able to get their hands on the new phone?
Sold out, pre-sale, so
kind of a bummer for people, but you know, we're getting used to that.
I didn't think the phone was that popular, but turns out it was.
Apparently it was. Good PR for Apple, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on and talk about Ford and packing up and heading south. Yeah. Oh, I guess some people still like the smaller cars, so I don't know. We'll be hearing Donald Trump, I'm sure, talk about this as he makes his way across the U.S. Let's move on to this story about a teenager in Austria is turning a lot of heads this morning. So why is she suing her parents? The dad, but like he owns the pictures, I suppose, and
yes.
You know, I know that this will make parents pause just a little bit about maybe some of the pictures that they post to their kids. I have for several years now. I always ask my daughter before I post a picture to make sure it's okay with her. There might be one or two from years ago before I don't know. I'm going to start to wonder now. We'll have that conversation at dinner tonight. Please don't sue your mother for that picture I posted of you when you were in your diapers. I don't think I actually have one out there, but all right.
I'd be curious to know her point of view, though, because it might be annoying to kids when they become old enough to know that they don't want that picture living on the internet forever of them, you know.
I totally understand, and I do think that parents need to pause before they hit the the Facebook, the post button, for sure. They'll make us think. All right, we hope they work that out in their house. Otherwise, that kind of be a little awkward situation at home. Taking any pictures. All right, Lauren, have yourself a good day. Enjoy your Thursday.
Thanks, you too.
Great. All right, it is 6:18 now. Let's check in with Keith Marler. Yeah, posting pictures of the kiddos on the Facebook, and you can imagine sometimes, especially.
6:25 is the time. We'll look at some of the stories happening as you start your Thursday morning. Well, good morning to you. Thank you for waking up with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. Good to have you along. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall. Yes, it is a Thursday morning, 6:32. Starting today, is leading up to Jacob's memorial service on September 25th.
This as we are learning more this morning about the investigation from the head.
6:34 now. When a crime takes place in a neighborhood, the lasting effects of the trauma isn't the only thing that a community must overcome. Sometimes the crime scene lingers several weeks later.
And now there's a new effort to make sure crime scenes are cleaned up in a timely manner. Don Stevens joins us with more on that story. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. That's right. So the Minneapolis
It's 6:36 now. With just a few months until Election Day, we are learning more about the presidential nominee's health.
Hillary Clinton.
All right, 6:37 right now. Shane Wells is looking at a busy Thursday morning on the road.
Hear that. Thank you, Keith.
Brian Dozier does it again, hitting another homer. Coming up, find out how close he is to the record.
First, though, we're going to check in this morning with Alex, the big old grasshopper. Yeah. You probably know that Habitat for Humanity helps deserving families build their own homes, but you might not know about their restores.
That's right. They are restores, and they are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers as well. There's
There. Thank you,
man.
Emma.
All right, 6:49. Let's talk weather with Keith, and we have. Oh, no, that's not it.
That's not quite right. All right,
But
well,
hey,
all
I'll
right,
try to
well.
bring some sunshine to your life. Well, a lot of people are excited for the Vikings' big home opener at US Bank Stadium.
But if you want to see the border battle against Green Bay in person, it will cost you a pretty penny to 6 to the Tigers. Here's a recap now of the big stories we're following for you on this Thursday morning. We're going to move into our 7 o'clock hour when we come right back. Keep it right there. Alex is driving the bus. Look out! We'll be right back.
And thanks for waking up with us here on Fox 9. I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Tom Butler. Great to have you along. The time now is 7:01.
We begin with starting today another tribute to Jacob Wetterling is in fact lighting up the Minneapolis skyline.
You can see it behind us. The 35W bridge is turning blue in Jacob's honor. This as we learn more about the investigation from the head of the FBI in Minnesota, Bill.
It is 7:03 right now. A reward is now being offered for help catching whoever set fire to a New Hope apartment building.
Investigators. Disturbing charges are filed against an Uber driver accused of taking a teenage girl against her will back to his apartment, he said, to have sex.
50-year-old. Well, when crime happens, a community has to deal with the lasting effects of the trauma, and sometimes the crime scene itself is actually visible weeks later.
And now there's a new effort to make sure crime scenes are cleaned up in a timely manner, so you don't have to see that. Don Stevens joins us now with more on the story. Don?
Good morning. That's right. So in Minneapolis,
The city of Minneapolis is on the receiving end of a major grant that will help families dealing with a traumatic event.
Well, the $5 million fed. Well, just days after it was confirmed that at least 5 people in the Hopkins area have come down with Legionnaire's disease, the Department of Health is actually narrowing in on its source.
So the people who were diagnosed either live or work within about a 2-mile radius of Central Hopkins. Kelly O'Connell joins us with time now 7:08. A quick look at some of the other stories. How about that? 7:09. We're still cashing in the gold when it comes to our weather for the most part. But it sounds like we're going to get some rain.
Yeah, a little bit of rain. It's okay. We could use a little bit.
Sure.
It's been several days now. Well, high on the job. A new report says the number of workers testing positive for illicit drug use is actually increasing. The most common drug, I'll tell you what that is straight ahead
Plus the idea
in just a few minutes. No cameras will be allowed in the courtroom during hearings on Prince's estate. An unusual theft is under investigation at McAllister College in St. Paul. Someone stole some geologic. 7:25 now. Still to come, both presidential candidates release more information about their health. We'll have more on that, and then also a check-in with Emma Ruff.
Here we are, and thanks for waking up with us here on the Fox 9 Morning News. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall. 7:32 now on your Thursday morning. Let's talk about the presidential nominees now have released new information about their health.
Hillary Clinton is expected to be back on the campaign trail today after recovering from pneumonia. Clinton's physician.
Well, you probably know that Habitat for Humanity, well, it helps deserving families build their own homes, but you may not know about their restores.
Restores are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers. We know someone who's donating this morning. So thank you, Emma. Good stuff there. A lot of us are excited, certainly, about the good stuff that's going to be happening at US Bank Stadium. That is the Vikings' big home opener.
But if you want to see the border battle against Green Bay in person, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. Right now,
All right, let's talk traffic, and hopefully we're seeing some good things out there.
7:42 now. A device that looks like a small whistle could be a game changer for people with diabetes. What it is, and we'll tell you how it works.
Plus a powerful new drug. And we're so glad you are on this Thursday morning. Well, it is out with the old insulin shots. People living with diabetes now have a new tool, much like an inhaler.
Plus, there is a new drug being peddled on the streets. Even authorities, in fact, are being urged to use caution when handling it. Team member Beth Galvin is here with some ideas. Good morning, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Hey, good morning, Tom and Alex.
Okay, so this drug is now surfacing in cities all across the country, and it's been linked to, well, hundreds of overdoses in the Midwest. So what is the drug, and why is it so deadly?
So, it's good to know about this, though. My goodness. Another topic here, Beth, we know needles, when people who have diabetes, it's not a pleasant thing to have to keep using needles for their insulin, but they could soon say goodbye to needles and actually get their insulin through a mist, it sounds like.
Yeah, there's
Be a big game changer, I would think,
I would think
especially
so.
with that many
Yeah.
shots in the day. If you could, limit it to just the one and then the inhaler, that's got to be a godsend for these folks. All right.
Absolutely.
Well,
It
thank
really
you,
is.
Beth.
Thanks, Beth.
Good information this
Thank
morning.
you.
Yeah, great to see you as always.
Yeah, it could be a life changer and a game changer for so many people with diabetes.
No kidding. No kidding.
Let's talk about that sunshine. We see some out there. We're going to have, it sounds like, a little bit of rain. Is that later in the day or tonight?
Open. Good to see you on this Thursday here on the Fox 9 Morning News. I'm Tom Butler.
And I'm Alix Kendall. Let's talk about the beautiful, well, we see the sky. It's textural, though. So there's something happening here. Well, starting today, another trip to Jacob Wetterling is lighting up the Minneapolis skyline.
The 35W Bridge is turning blue in Jacob's honor. This as we learn more about the investigation from the head of the FBI in Minnesota, Bill Keller. Some disturbing charges are filed against an Uber driver accused of taking a teenage girl against her will back to his apartment to have sex.
50-year-old, a Minneapolis native, is being remembered this morning after she was killed in a tragic crash near the University of Georgia. It is 8:05 now. When crime happens, a community has to deal with the lasting effects of the trauma, and sometimes the actual crime scene itself is visible weeks later.
Visible reminder. And now there's a new effort to make sure those crime scenes are cleaned up in a timely manner. Don Stevens joins us now with more on the story. And you can see how, residents would want this to kind of be washed away.
Yeah, big time. So after the Minneapolis Police Department does.
Well, the city of Minneapolis is on the receiving end of a major grant that will help families dealing with a traumatic event.
The $5 million.
It is 8:07 right now. We started out pretty busy on the roads.
And then, thanks, Keith.
Health officials say they are getting closer to finding the source of a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in Hopkins.
A couple of sources here. First, though, let's check in this morning with our pal, garden guy Dale Kay. Good morning, Dale. There we
We
go.
should play some of that Moody Blues.
That'd be good.
All right, 8:16 now. Just days after it was confirmed that at least 5 people in the Hopkins area have come down with Legionnaire's disease, the Department of Health is narrowing in on its source.
The people who were diagnosed either live or work within a 2-mile radius of Central Hopkins. Kelly O'Connell answers those questions. Thank you, Kelly. Lawmakers in Minnesota and Washington are being urged to give a major pay raise to personal care attendants.
State lawmakers ready for fall. Concerns over health care is taking center stage on the campaign trail for both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton.
After a sick leave, the Democratic nominee is back at it today, and we'll learn more about the Republican nominee's health as well on Dr. Oz later today. You can see that here on Fox 9. Doug Luzader joins us now from Washington this morning with the latest on this. Good morning, Doug. Well, starting today, another tribute to Jacob Wetterling will light up the Minneapolis skyline. Governor Mark Dayton is ordering the 35W Bridge to be lit up in blue in Jacob's memory. The blue lights represent child abuse prevention.
The bridge will stay blue for 11 days leading up to Jacob's memorial service on September 25th.
And this as we are learning more about the investigation from the head of the FBI in Minnesota. Our Bill Keller is live this morning with more on the investigation and that story. Good morning, Bill. All right, thank you, Bill.
Well, still ahead, we've got some exotic animals in the studios. They're cute. They may look harmless, but you don't want to get on their bad side. We're talking about a slow loris.
That'll be good. But stay right there because the Fox 9 Morning News is going to be coming back in a hurry. Don't go away.
All right, you probably know that Habitat for Humanity helps deserving families build their own homes, but you may not know that they actually have restores.
Their restores are nonprofit home improvement stores and donation centers. And M.A. Roscoe is M.A.
Well, summer plans can make some great fall accents.
Up next, we're checking in with our garden guy, Dale Kay, with some tips on taking outdoor.
I'm sorry, the slow Loris is still here in the studio, and we're
so
watching him
distracted.
squeeze into a little hole into a box, and it's
They're going back.
so
They're
cute.
going-
Can we
it's
get
like
a
a
shot of
lotus
this?
trap.
This is hysterical.
Let's go get
Come over here. Come here. Quick. You can come on over. Quick. Just sit on. No? Okay. Well, we missed the moment. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to the Fox 9 Buzz. I'm Alix Kendall.
I'm Kelly O'Connell.
It would be like if we were to watch Alex slowly, just like crawl between the cracks of the
Yes.
couch here, just kind of go, and just move on down there.
Ninja-like.
It was just like this big box with this little tiny hole, and they go,
He's like,
that's where I go.
That's how
In
they
the
sound
hole.
too in my head. Oop, I guess I got a little bit.
I know, they don't talk quickly. No. I asked if there was a fast Loris, and there's not.
No.
Not really.
They're so cute though.
They are. We were just all transfixed. We still are. We're so excited. We're actually we're watching them clean off the little tree stems. Okay.
Yes.
We're easily amused.
I know we
clearly.
are easily amused. Okay. This has become one of the biggest talking points of the presidential race, the health of candidates, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So as Clinton returns to the campaign trail today, after battling pneumonia, Donald Trump will appear on the Dr. Oz show. Here's a sneak peek.
I happen to have my medical reports
Wow,
right
okay.
here, if anyone would like to read
Let
it.
me see.
Sure,
yeah, let's.
This is a detailed
Oh,
report.
that is.
Ooh, that's troubling.
There's been
Not
some after
there.
some, a situation.
Does Susan know about this?
Nope.
Okay.
You see what I'm talking about here?
I haven't seen that area well.
You know, a lot of people will be watching Dr. Oz though.
Yeah, that's
figuring
true.
out what's going on
Yeah.
today.
Maybe in quotations, be like he's totally awesome. He was giving a little grief before the last what the doctor
the
said
last
last
time.
time.
Who
which
said
was,
he's
while he waited out in the car.
Well, didn't his doctor say he'd be the healthiest?
Yeah. I just hope he doesn't
here-
use the word
here's the
huge
doctor.
Oh, thank you. These are personal.
Yeah.
in the medical report. Okay, so last night, Hillary Clinton's campaign released a letter from her physician declaring that she is fit to serve. So we got to hit the other side there.
We got both
Apparently
sides
she's
are ready to go, I guess.
had a bad case of pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
Or,
Here's my
been
thing.
resting.
Okay. I mean, obviously, you want your president to be healthy. Right. I mean,
And
I
politics?
mean, come on.
That's absurd.
Your doctor is not going to be like, actually, yeah. I mean, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm
well,
not surprised.
we should hope for it to be a true, not a fiction. We want it to be accurate, right?
Right.
Have
But I
you
can't
lived in
imagine.
America the past
Wait,
2
I
decades?
know, and you know what? And America surprises
In
me every day that I
politics,
wake
too.
up. Anyway,
Oh,
we expect
boy.
it to be, pretty much. Well, I think we already kind of know what.
We'll watch.
what
We'll
we'll
watch and
see.
see what happens. All right, here's something for parents to think about. Parent Stevens is here with more on this lawsuit.
Yeah.
I have stuff all over me, Don.
Tim's been
what's-
trying to get your attention for like
No,
5
no.
minutes now, so let's take a
That
moment.
was on
I
your-
know, you
that was
make
on
sure
your-
you look
me.
good.
I'm like, okay,
That
we
was
all
on your
good.
medical
We're
report.
easily
That
was what it
distracted
was?
That was on
today.
your medical report, yeah.
Lord have
You're looking
mercy.
good now. Help it. Okay.
All right, Don.
So this is an interesting talker
Yes.
for sure, you guys. So in 18 more stories like this, because it sounds like she does have some sort of case where I think, but yeah, I don't know what the end of this will be. It should be interesting.
A
I'm going to
collective
deflect to you guys
parental-
because you are parents.
Well, I think that, as I put out earlier, a collective parental gulp, because parents will start thinking about what they put out there.
Yeah.
And we've known
I think
for
they should be
years
thinking
that,
about it.
Which is not a bad
putting
thing, yeah.
pictures of our, our naked kids in the bathtub, for years, that has
Right.
not really been.
Not a
That's
good idea
Not
at
a good
all,
idea.
for
not
so
a good
many
idea.
reasons.
But a lot of doing mental reviewing of, okay, what have I put out there?
Sure.
And really, since my daughter's been on social media, I do ask her before I post a picture, and I say, is this okay? I usually send her the picture, say, are you okay with this? And sometimes she said no, and I'm like, okay, fine, good.
Well, I think this. Where is this again?
Austria.
Austria. This will happen here, and although I too rolled my eyes initially, I realized that it's an important that's propagated out a little bit. But I went from rolling my eyes to, oh, I can see where this impacts me, and everyone ultimately comes back to, how does this impact me?
Yeah,
and you
right.
can relate to
Sure.
it.
Yes.
And so, yeah, this is coming to our country. That's interesting to note. I don't know.
Just pause.
That's what I've
Because
done.
at some point, you're like, okay, it's the parent, and they want to.
Tormenting your child.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously,
Or is
Yeah.
my
once you
child
put
just
them
did
out
it
there,
as
they're
a hand
out
of butt,
there.
Right.
Just to prove a point.
If your child is asked to,
I don't know.
to have them taken down,
I think you should
abide.
respect
You
your
should respect
child
your child.
and take them down. That's my personal opinion based on what we know so far. So it sounds like there's more to the story. But yeah, you're right. I think this is coming to America, and we'll be talking about it for a while to come.
The individual case may be eye-rolling, but the points
Right.
it brightens up are, man, we got more stuff to
Legit.
think about.
Yeah, we do.
This is why I didn't go into biology in high school. The strong ethical questions about cloning. which would be my problem. I knew I'd be a mad scientist, and I knew I created
try to
Tim over
clone
there,
yourself.
and Tim kind of turned out he's like the bizarro version of Ted. Remember Ted? But
No. You see that movie?
just
You're
didn't
talking about
know.
the movie Ted.
no,
No.
Ted was about a bear. Granted, he is very bearish.
Well, no, about
I'm gonna go now.
No, that's you're
I'm
right about
gonna
that
go
one.
too, dog.
Okay.
Are we sure it's not Friday?
I think it's a conversation
Yeah,
with
it's a
Ronan.
Friday
We're
film.
having many different
Thank you very much. You
conversations
have brought us
today.
into an interesting place today.
Yes, I'm glad to be back here.
You're like the
Interesting.
Now move
harbinger of- all right, we will.
Okay.
Only a few days to go until the Vikings home opener at the brand new U.S. Bank Stadium. And as you probably expected, tickets to the border battle. See, you can't go anywhere. Tickets to the border battle with Green Bay are a hot seller. The average price for a resale. The game opens. The game starts around 7 on Sunday evening. And yes, I am going to the game.
Yeah.
And I tried forever to get tickets. And my good source here in this building fell apart entirely. And
Tim?
I've been working on it for 10 months. But then it was important.
She's a huge Packer.
She is, and so I need to balance that a little bit. And I looked at, so I mean that's the
That's
disparity.
upcharge.
That's the upcharge just on those. And as the game gets closer, and as the Vikings actually won last week, they had gone down, and now they're on the upswing going into this weekend.
Because didn't you say that prices dipped once Teddy got hurt?
Yep.
Yeah,
Comfortable.
interesting.
And now they've gone up quite a bit again.
Of course. Well, you got yours,
Okay.
so you got it. You're safe.
You're good.
I'm excited.
Well, this is pretty interesting, too, because the Vikings just announced that the Minnesota Orchestra, the Buffalo Bills, at the least valuable. And hasn't Dallas been, like, the top for the last 10 years or something? I mean, they basically, cash cows. They just bring in so much money. But it's Texas. It's football. It's
Yeah,
what they
everything's big.
do. Yeah.
All right, 9/11 now. Divorce drama for a big music star. We'll get the latest from TMZ next.
Plus, she grew up in Prior.
Yeah, you're watching the Fox 9 Buzz on this Thursday. We're coming right back.
Welcome back. We've got a lot going on today. In fact, some new developments this morning talking about Ryan Lochte. Now, remember the protesters during Dancing with the Stars? What was going on there?
And she sang the song No More Drama, but Mary J. Blige's pending divorce is full of all of that. Joining us live.
We've only got a few days to go until the launch of the new TV season, and one show is getting some buzz. It's called Pitch.
It's a new drama on Fox about the first woman to play Major League Baseball, and it stars an actress who grew up right here in Prior Lake. Well, there's some superfoods you may not know about. Coming up later, the benefits of adding seeds, not just any seeds, to your diet.
Specific. All right, on this day in 1979.
Love it. Those outfits, the hair.
Oh, it's crazy.
Good time. All right, it's time for our lightning round here on the Buzz with a data.
Interesting. I guess for people that don't get around very well, they don't have to, travel as far in the store. There's an issue.
Or people who are just lazy. I mean, I'm sorry.
Or that. I know,
just feel like,
I do
really,
every
we can't
aisle.
push our own carts.
Well,
feel like that's-
for some people it's hard. So, maybe that's where they're.
But you really think that's where it's coming
That's
from?
what it's
That's
right.
not where it's coming from.
I want to believe that.
I have.
I'm so optimistic today.
I don't
You
have
are. I'm
control
bad at
issues
being
in
bad
general.
today.
Not that I'm aware of anyway. Maybe I do. But I have to have the cart. But it's like
But you, like-
always go. I was pushing the cart. And I was like, all right. And it just feels weird to just kind of walk. I don't know what to do with my arms.
Okay,
or
what
hands.
about the remote at home? Okay, this is a tender issue
I
for a
don't
lot
care
of
about
people.
remote.
Do you
I'd
let
rather-
her have the remote?
Of course.
Let her. Do you give up the remote?
I don't
at
even
home?
claim the remote.
I have no.
No, I have no
preference.
desire to have the remote. That's
You obviously have a
That's
strong
work.
opinion.
We have
Somebody has to
our
fast forward the
struggles.
commercials.
Somebody needs to have the remote in hand at home, and it's not me.
This is like a little counseling session.
It is.
here on
It
the
is.
couch
I know.
today.
We need to work it out. We do.
All right, coming up, we all remember her from movies like Matilda and Mrs. Doubtfire.
And now actress Mara Wilson is all grown up, and she's sharing her story about still to come, the power of seeds. We're going to check out the seeds you should add to your healthy eating plan.
Plus fashion. All right, this is one of the most fashionable events of the year.
Fashionopolis. It's featured in the hot trends for fall, and this year, pretty cool. The show is including a special tribute to Prince. Allison.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's a big show. I know you've been prepping
It
for it
is,
for a long time.
really,
What
all
is it-
summer.
How does it work? What does it look like?
So this is kind of our shopping right afterwards.
Okay, so this event features a Prince tribute. That's a big part
So-
of this whole thing. And
Right.
and you caught up with some of the designers who were
Right.
part of this.
So designers did. So we have 8 designers, local, national, and international as well. We're really excited to have Inez DeSanto, who is based in Toronto. They've all done original pieces, and what's amazing is I didn't really but if you can't make it, the designs are going to go to MIA, to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts, and they're going to be on display following the show the next week. So that starts on Tuesday the 27th, and they'll be there for 3 weeks. It'll be online actually today at mspmag.com, and we're going to do a discussion with a stylist, a photographer, people who actually knew Princess, kind of charting your own course, the whole androgynous thing. He was doing all of that before it was in the stores, and so we're really going to celebrate his contributions and inspiration.
Okay, and finally, as far as fashions, we talked about Prince.
Yes.
And what you'll be bringing to this big event. But what are you seeing?
What are
this
we
year?
actually going to wear?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
What's hot for
Well,
fall?
opulence, velvet, really important. Kind of deep colors, the deep reds and turquoise. Wearing color instead of defaulting to black is a big thing, and you'll see all of that on the runway.
Allison Kaplan, thanks so much.
You bet.
Preview there.
Thanks, Allison.
See you
And
next
of
week.
course, check out her.
Jason Show is coming up next on Fox 9.
Yeah, Jason Matheson joins us now to talk about what's coming up at 10. Good morning. Coming up after the break, how taking a selfie could actually make you happier.
Enjoy your day.
Okay.
Let's take a selfie.
Here, let's take a selfie.